In 2012, I and my wife and one of my sons was diagnosed to be HIV positive. That was in St. Joseph Hospital here in Esenudin. So when we discovered that we were HIV positive, my wife was on admission. She was admitted and ARV was administered on her. Though at that initial stage, she had HIV and tuberculosis. And my last child, that happens to be my fourth child, equally had HIV and tuberculosis. On the course of life, I lost my wife to cancer of the breast, not HIV. And my son, Prosper, is still very much alive, now in secondary 3. I want to believe that if one takes his medication well, he can survive, or he will survive and live his full life. But the problem in this part of the world is the stigmatization. And that has caused a lot of people not to identify themselves to be carriers or potential carriers because they are afraid of the stigma. Some time ago, my own personal cousin stigmatized me by going to the church I pastor to tell them, your pastor is HIV positive. Some of my congregants avoided me, but some stood by me. Some even avoided coming back to church because of the story he painted about me. But personally, I know that HIV does not cure. And I'm still advocating it, even in the church, even standing on the podium, telling people, you better go and run your tests. It is the test that will make you to discover if you are healthy or not. After knowing your status, if you adhere to the drugs, that you will live. And at least some of my members have been following my advice and they are still very much alive. And most of them, like last year, one came to me and appreciated me, telling me, Pastor, if not for you, I wouldn't have been alive today. One of the ladies I mentored was about giving up. She was about committing suicide when she discovered that she had it. I told her, no, it does not kill. That do not stop you. And currently today is married and has traveled back down to Lagos. There are so many families. I cannot really mention all of them. So if we are able to reveal, to tell others that this is what our situation is like, we can keep on living. We can keep on living. All the way from 2012 till today, I think good 13 years I'm living and I'm still kicking very strong. Going places, mingling with people, advocating it even in my church, telling people you go out to do your test, run your test. If you are diagnosed to be HIV positive, fine. You can go about taking your medication. With your medication, you live the normal life that God had created you to live. If the doctor says you should take your drug by 7 a.m., a lot of people want to take it by 9 or 10. This is my son that happens to be my last child that had the infection during infancy, but is kicking fine because of the medication. My name is Pastor Donatus Uko, and this is my story.